Hello everyone, thanks for joining Jump Learning series. You will see three things in this video. How to create a new data table in Jump, especially if you're starting a new study and you have collected a lot of data through questionnaires, and then you'll be typing the data into a new data table and saving it. The second is how to import Excel data into Jump. Most of you have stored data in Excel, and then how do you import that into a Jump? You'll also see how to import other types of data sets if they're in the PDF format or else in the SPSS format. And once you import the data set, you'll also save that in as a jump data set. Then how to open the jump. Let's start with creating a new data set. So if you open jump, these are the ribbons you will see on top of it. File, table, DOE stands for design of experiments analysis, graph. Go to file, and the option to create a new data set is under new. Okay, if you click new, you can create a new data table or a project or application workflow. Now we are creating a new data table here. I will click new data table. It opens a new untitled data table and then gives me columns. So I can double click the column and I change the column name as, for example, I'm creating a student database. Call it as student ID, and you have to choose data type, whether it's a numeric data or a character data. I'm going to choose character data here, and character data, either it will be ordinal, nominal, or multiple response or unstructured text. So it's a simple nominal data. I want the modeling type to be nominal. The data type is character, and then modeling type is nominal, and I click OK. Now I start typing the data. For example, student ID 1 is ID 001, ID 002, ID 003. Okay, so now I'm going to add another column. As you see, the column gets populated here. Okay, so the column name gets populated here, and I'll double click another column. Double click. So, and this is a gender. Okay, so let me type it gender. Okay, so I can treat, if you're giving a code as 1 and 2 for male and female, you can type that as a character, a numeric type, but I'm using it as male and female directly. This is the beauty of jump. If you can declare that, or if you declare the data well in advance, whether it is a nominal data or a continuous data, or so-called nominal, ordinal, and continuous data, you can type in the data as it is. You need not code the data. Okay, so you need not code the data. You can declare the modeling type as nominal, ordinal, continuous. Accordingly, jump will take care of it. Now this gender is a character data, and I want this to be treated as nominal, and I click OK. Now I can type male, okay, female, not known. So I can type in the data. The next is I'm going to type in the height. Height is a continuous variable. I'll add another column and I call it as height. Okay, and height is a numeric variable, and I want that to be as a continuous variable. So now I'll type it here, 13.2, 14.2, just typing it, 15. Okay, so in case if you decide to type any alphabets here, 30, now the jump will give you an alert saying that, hey Murli, this has been declared as a continuous variable. You cannot input the character variable. So you can, yeah, so you have to give 41. Okay, so now it becomes, now you can also input multiple response is another data type, or else unstructured data, for example multiple responses. I will type it as name of the cities visited, name of cities visited. Okay, so this could be multiple response. It has to be character, and I want this to be multiple response. Probably you would have visited multiple cities. So in this case, it is Delhi, comma, Bangalore, okay, or else New York, Minneapolis, okay. So you can start typing the data, or else you might have unstructured text, especially for doing any kind of sentiment analysis or any kind of natural language processing. Your data might have a lot of unstructured information. So I'll add another column, call it as feedback. Okay, so it is a text character data, but I want that to be treated as unstructured text. I will choose unstructured text and I will click OK. Now I'll give feedback as uh, exam was really good. Okay, teacher taught us really well. So that becomes unstructured text. For example, one important information is your data might be numerical, but still it can be treated as nominal or ordinal data. For example, age is a continuous variable, but you can always treat it as an ordinal variable or else a continuous variable. So once you type in the data, you can start seeing it. Jump gives you a kind of a pictorial prefix to it. If you see the red color, it is a nominal data. Height, where it is a continuous blue color, it becomes a continuous data. And then you can see unstructured text has a different prefix to it pictorially. Then you can also add nominal data. For example, this let me say grade. Okay, grade, student grade, and it is character, or else it can be numeric. You can give a b c d e as grade, but I want that to be ordinal. Okay, so ordinal, I can see here a grade, b, c. Now you can see it has a different, if you click that variable, you will see what kind of variable. Column information also you can see, or else you double click the column, you will get the same information. So after that, just go and then save it. Okay, I'm going to save it on my desktop as student data .jmp student data modely. Okay, so now if I create this, now it gets saved wherever you want to save the data set. Close it. I've saved it on the desktop student data modely. So if you double click it, your data will come back. This is how you create a new data table, especially if you're starting a new study. Let me close this. Okay, the next important thing is importing the data from Excel. For example, I have a data set. Let me open it, which is in the Excel format. Okay, you can see that there are two tabs. There are two different data sets. One is NIRF data, and there is another restaurant data. Where I have bill amount, tip amount, okay, server, and reviews of a restaurant. So I want to import this data. There are multiple ways you can import this data. Jump also helps you in copy pasting the data. That's also another option, but I'll show you a standard one, which how do you import the data into Jump. Let me close this data. I can also choose, I have two tabs. Okay, I'll open Jump here. The option is File, Open is the option. File, Open. Now you will see on the bottom side here, by default, option is all Jump files. To import, you have to change this, select whichever data type you want to, or the file type, file type you want to import. With Jump, you can import multiple formats of data, whether it is Excel file, text file, PDF file, SPSS data, or else a Minitab data set. source codes, SAS data sets, all these formats of the data can be imported. So I want to import the Excel file. So I'll choose Excel file where it will show only the Excel file, and I choose the, okay, I've saved it in desktop. For example, here if I choose C drive, it will show all the drives. You have to all the data sets which are of Excel format. I'll go to the location where I've saved that. So if I choose only Excel file, it will show only the Excel files. I'll choose all files, all sorts of data types, or the format of files can be seen here. Now I'll want to import Excel. Okay, so it will show only Excel file here. I'm going to choose this sample data for import, and there's an option always enforce row 1 as label. So I know the first row has a label, but option you can always change this. Okay, so now if I click open here, now this Excel import wizard appears where you can choose which sheet to import, and whether the particular sheet has column headers starting with multiple rows, data starting in second row or third row. So all those fine tuning for individual worksheet settings can be done here. Okay, so now you can choose which one to import, which sheet to import. I want to import restaurant. But if you have multiple sheets and you want to concatenate, there is an option here, concatenate worksheets, and try to match the columns so that all the sheets can be combined into one data sheet. Now that I want to import only the restaurant data, I'll select restaurant and then say import. Now jump imports the data into a jump table, and what jump makes the best guess of each of the variable here, each of the columns per se. Now you can see this is a continuous variable, this is a continuous, treated as continuous, credit card type is continuous. Just to check, there is a small header graph. You can check that, it will give you a small distribution of the data. This is very useful feature. So now you can see day of the week. Okay, uh, and then there are three types of servers here. It's been treated as nominal variable, tip percentage, and reviews. If you see, reviews has been treated as a nominal variable. Okay, but if you want to change it to unstructured text, it's easy. Just double click on the column, and instead of nominal, you make it as unstructured text. Apply OK. Now that you have imported the data, before closing, go to file, save the data. Then I'm going to save it onto the desktop restaurant. Okay, then close it. If you see that I have already saved and open it, you will get the data set. This is how you simply create a new data table, and you can also import the data from Excel. There's another shortcut to it. I'll show you this quickly. So if you open this jump, okay, uh, if you open Excel data set, for example, sample data for import, which I imported, if you have installed jump, you always see an option here in the top of Excel itself. There's an Excel add-in already there in your Excel, jump add-in already there in your Excel. So now you can easily import, select, and then say data table. So it quickly, so there is a Excel add-in, okay, for jump. As in when you install jump, automatically there is an Excel add-on, okay, which gets created, and you can easily import this way. This is another way of importing, and another way is just drag and drop. Okay, drag and drop is also an important. For example, if you want to, so here is my data set, just drag and drop it to Excel, import, and then save it. So now that you have learned how to create a new data table in jump, and then how to import, either you can import Excel file or PDF file, okay, using file open option where you can choose the kind of format of the data to import, or else you can drag and drop. These are the easiest ways to import data into JMP. Thank you so much.